S9, area between two shapes. And the question is, what is the area of the shaded region? So if it's in color, then the shaded region would be the orange part. And then if it's in black and white, it would be the gray part, I guess it would be. So if we have, let's do something real quick. If I colored in this right here, what would this shape be right here? It would be a rectangle, correct? So it's asking us for the area of a rectangle, which would be base times height. But then they're asking us to cut something away, cut something out of it. And what is its shape? Well, it's a rectangle, right? So we're going to have the area of the big rectangle minus the area of the little rectangle. And so we're going to do base times height both times. That's b times h, even if you can't read it. So what's the base of the big rectangle? 20.9. And your height is 33.3. What's the base of your little rectangle? 6.4. And your height is 10.8. If you have one of my calculators, you can just go ahead and put all of that in exactly like that. I'm not going to, though. I'm going to do each part. Really need a new pen, but I don't have one with me right now. 6.4 times 10.8, 69.12. And so we're going to do 695.97 minus 69.12 and get 626.85. 626.85. So it's round to the nearest hundredth. The number 100 has 2 zeros, so we're going to have 2 decimal places, and we have 2 decimal places, so we do not have to round on this one. And if I was really being a stickler, we would have square kilometers, but it's already there. Okay, now we have a big triangle and a little triangle. The area, how do you find the area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. So we are going to do this twice. We're going to do the area of the big triangle minus the area of the smaller or inside triangle. So we're going to do base times height of the big minus, divided by 2, and base times height divided by 2 of the little one. The base is 35.7. The height is 34.3. Divide by 2 minus, the base is 20.8 minus 25.6 divided by 2. 35.7 times 34.3 equals, divided by 2 equals. Do not round until the very, very end. Because if you round a rounded number, you might get it wrong. You might get it right, but you might get it wrong also. 20.8 times 25.6 equals, divided by 2 equals 266.24. I'm going to check that first one just a second. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so subtract those. And you get 346.015. If we're rounding to the nearest hundredth, then that 5 is going to change that 1. So 346.02. Circles. Okay, let's see what we got, see what we need. Both circles have the same center. The circumference of the inner circle is 56.52. So the circumference of the inner, or smaller, is 56.52. I'm just kind of making notes. What is the area of the shaded region? So, area of a circle, pi r squared. There's two circles. There's a big circle, and we're going to subtract the inner circle. So we're going to do pi r squared of the big. I don't know why I put a line there because we're not dividing by 2. Subtract pi r squared of the little one. Now, let's see what's going on. I don't have either radius. The 16 is not a radius because 16 doesn't go all the way to the center. So what I need to know is how much this is. And if I did, then I would know the inner circle's radius. And then if I added it to 16, I would know the bigger circle's radius. So how am I going to figure out what the inner circle's radius is? Well, probably using this information right here, because that's why I gave it to us. So how do we find circumference? Circumference is pi times diameter, right? And 56.52. They used pi times diameter and got 56.52. Well, since they got a decimal and not a pi answer, I know that they used 3.14. So I'm going to exchange 3.14 for pi. Then we're going to divide. And the diameter is 56.52 divided by 3.14, and we get 18. So the diameter is 18. Well, that's still nothing that I need. That's talking about all of this, which is 18. I need this. So what would the radius be if the diameter is 18? The radius of the big circle is going to be 9. So pi, back it up, because I just read the instructions. Use 3.14 for pi, so I'm going to go ahead and put 3.14 times, and then the radius of that circle is going to be oops, that's not right. 9 is not the radius of the big circle. It's the radius of the small circle, because that's what we were talking about when we said inner circle. So if 9 is the radius of the inner circle and 16 is this much, then the whole thing is going to be the radius of the big circle. So 9 plus 16 is 25. So we're going to put 25 squared minus 3.14 times 9 squared. Then we get the calculator and do 3.14 times 25 squared minus 3.14 times 9 squared, and get 170816, round to the nearest hundredth, and we have 100th. So that is going to be your answer for that problem. Basically same situation, but a whole lot easier. This gives us the diameter of the inner circle. So this right here would be the radius. So we're going to half that radius. 118 divided by 2 is 59. So the radius of the inner circle is 59. So that's 59, and that's 59, and that is 59. And then obviously that is 25. So the radius of the big circle is going to be 59 plus 25, which will be 84. And the radius of the little circle, or the inner circle, is 59. And what is the area of the shaded region? So pi r squared minus pi r squared. This is the big, this is the little. And so 3.14 times 84 squared minus 3.14 times 59 squared. 3.14 times 84 squared minus 3.14 times 59 squared equals 11225.5, and that's the answer for that one.